guys? It's day 2. Showed up to work at dark, leaving at dark. Another 12-hour shift. It's been a struggle today, boys. Mental, spiritual more than all. There's many times I feel that God's completely forsaken me. He's completely left me alone. He's completely forgot about me. And I know that's not true. Or at least I hope it's not. I hope it's not true. But there's so much anguish that I feel in my soul, mainly from my own doing, to struggle and to fight sin, to fight the world around us wants to kill us. And I know we're not called to be of this world. Man, it's a struggle. It's a fight. It's a fight every day, man, every moment, every minute, every second, every hour. And it's exhausting. I don't know if y'all have ever felt that way, especially you Christian men out there. Trying to reconcile my responsibility and God's responsibility. You know, the conversion of Paul, the miraculous conversion, where Paul, who was known as Saul at the time on the road to Damascus, God divinely intervened in his life and Christ showed his glory to him. And ultimately, temporarily blinded Paul. And, man, I felt like that at times, that God has divinely reached down and touched me, but man, I feel so far away from him so often anymore. And I know it's for my own doing. And it makes me question everything. It makes me question my salvation. It makes me question election. It makes me question if I am indeed a son to God and a brother to Christ. Again, man, it's a struggle. It's a struggle that I fight with every single day. I feel so distant from God sometimes, most times. You know, trying to figure out my responsibility in this, what role I play in this, and, you know, what does obedience look like when we're walking through it, we're walking out our salvation. What does that look like from a practical standpoint, from a spiritual standpoint? You know, what does that look like? You know, so often we tend to over spiritualize things, but it's a dichotomy of sorts, because I think we often under spiritualize things, and I know I'm as guilty as anybody for doing that. That's where I have issues, is trying to figure out, you know, what is my responsibility in this? What is God's responsibility in this? You know, He 100% does the saving. But how do I walk with this? Do I walk hand in hand with Him? Is it 50-50 at that point? Even though He's sovereign over all, He's sovereign over salvation. He's sovereign over everything, guys. There's a great theologian that I have learned an immense amount through the years, named R.C. Sproul, and he kind of coined the term, or he coined the quote, "There's not a maverick molecule in all of creation ever." And I believe that, but man, it's hard to figure out. It's hard to reconcile my responsibility in my walk, in my salvation. To top it all off, you got the troubles of the world, the troubles of life. You know, how do we trust Him that He's going to take care of us? That He's going to take care of us fully? That's tough, man. I battle with that. I'm a workhorse, so I want to take control. So often, I want to be the one to try to fix things. And growing up, I never really seen how to trust God in that. To truly trust God. I come from a long line of very hard-working men and women. So we're very independent, very prideful in a good sense of the word, but we're very stubborn. And we're going to make it. We're going to try our damnedest to make it. Speaker in the back, it's rattling. I'm just trying to figure this out, guys. I'm trying to walk this through. I've been a professing believer for many years now, close to 2 decades, but man, I feel like a baby sometimes. I feel like I'm in the milk phase still, and not to the meat phase. I feel like I'm needing to be retaught over and over again. And even though I've studied scripture for years, man, it just, my mindset and the way that I think about things, you know, I think I tend to over philosophize things sometimes, and I try to figure it out, and I never allow myself to be dumb, quote unquote, so to speak. You know, I try to look at scripture and the world and theology from a point of trying to figure everything out in a very pragmatic way, and oftentimes not allowing work, the spiritual side, the spiritual work to play out, because that part's a mystery. You know, we don't know how God works these things out oftentimes, and a large majority of the time He works works these things out unexplainably as the process is going. But then you look back retrospectively and you see his fingerprints and you see his hand everywhere throughout the process. You look back and you say, oh, okay, I see. Well, that's why I was here. Or, that's why I worked at this place and met this person. Or, that's why I had this relationship. I don't know, guys. I'm going to try not to ramble in these videos, but kind of just trying to make these as an outlet, because I don't have another man per se in my life that I'm close with that I can tell these things to or share my feelings. I say that in kind of a tongue-in-cheek way, but I don't know, man. There's just so many things that I'm burdened by in my soul that I feel like I need to get off my chest. And maybe these videos will help somebody out there. And if not anything, if not a soul watches these videos, hopefully in God's providence, that hopefully they help me, at least. Just vlogging this journey. Using it as a video journal, so to speak. I like written journals. I'm just not disciplined enough to use one long term. I would really like to become a person that does do that. But man, it's just, where do you find the time? And it's excuse. I know it is. Me, I try to optimize everything. I try to optimize my schedule. Try to optimize my training program or my diet, or I try to optimize my faith. And I think that's where actual faith plays itself out, instead of trying to fix myself before I come to the Lord, before I get on my knees before the Lord. I try to fix myself. I try to fix everything. Knowing full well that if I truly sought after Him with all my heart, however limited that might be, that He would be the things, that He would be the one to fix these things in me, these flaws. And I'm not talking about sinless perfection, because this side of heaven, after the fall, man, that's the thing, it can't be reached. But at least go to a different level, different levels, different devils. And that's what I feel like, man. I feel like I have fought these same struggles, these same demons, these principalities and powers, the enemy himself. Not to give him too much credit, man, because I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot sometimes, most times. I know full well that my heart is wicked, and that I can't do anything without Christ. I cannot do anything. I cannot take my next breath or say these next words without God's providence, God's grace, God's mercy. So, if that came off too preachy, sorry, not sorry. But again, if this isn't for anyone else, at least this is for me. So, on struggling, boys.